Do we want to do introductions again tonight?
Sure. It's kind of like a roll call, too.
Yeah, okay. Okay, we'll start with Liza. Roll call.
Okay, Aletha Bonebrake, Interim Executive Director since January.
Carol Peterson.
Sandra Bradley.
Alice McDonald.
Andrea Berglund. And Josh. Approval of agenda and WCIP resolution.
I move we approve the agenda, adding the WCIP resolution.
Although,
Do I have a second?
second. Okay, all those in favor of the agenda and with the addition of the WCIP resolution, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, the same. And we are missing Patsy Adams-Warnick. She's in Texas today.
We'll put that WCIP resolution down under new business.
Okay. Public comments to address any issue not on the agenda. Total time 30 minutes, 3 minutes per person.
They'll give their name and address.
And just say your name and address.
My name is Joan Tatum, and I'm from Prescott, and I've come here to offer my support to the board. I am behind you 100%. I like what you're doing. I like your plan. I want you to build the library in the county. I believe its facility is greatly needed. And I believe you're hearing from not everyone of your constituents, which I am. I vote for you, I pay the taxes. So all I can say is job well done, and there's more people like me that agree.
Thanks, Joan.
Linda Atlas, Walla. I'm in the county. I've been a county resident for 38 years, and I've never been in a rural library. Now, I know you have like a branch manager at Tushy, and Tushy's open 2 days a week. What does it?
3 days a week.
What does the branch manager do? Okay, give me what do they actually do?
May I answer since I was one?
That would be fine, yeah.
That would be good.
In the small libraries, a branch manager does everything. A branch manager can check out every single book, answer every single phone call, find books on the shelf for people, perform all the story times, and clean the toilet. You might find yourself running around the building trying to turn off water when you've got a leak. You are it. Jack of all trades.
And there's nobody else there other than volunteers or a substitute. So she is the total
Okay, so there's
staffing.
nobody else.
I'm Jackie George. I had a couple of things. In July, we were told that the discussion for a timeline for hiring a new director was going to be discussed in August. And in August, the only item that was discussed was that Mrs. Bonebrake's contract had been extended through September. Well, it's now September.
No, not September. Just extended till as long as we needed her, up to mutual decision of both sides.
Oh, wait, no, I mean, Aletha specifically said September at either the July meeting or at the August meeting.
I wouldn't know.
Well,
Okay.
I mean, you'll be able to hear it.
Yeah.
I mean, it is on the thing. So anyway, I just wondered if there was any kind of a timeline now for looking at a new director, doing a new director search. Nothing's been done?
Not at this time.
My contract was extended indefinitely by mutual agreement, which was the language of the original contract, and it was never intended to stop in September, except I may have said that it went until September and needed to be renewed, which is exactly what happened in August. The new director will, when the board decides that they are ready to look for a new director, that's when it'll happen.
Okay. All right. Well, I mean, it wasn't really clear that your contract had been extended indefinitely. I heard September, and it's September
It was
now.
in September is when I had said the first stage of the contract was, but it was renewable indefinitely according to mutual agreement.
Okay. All right, and then at the August meeting, there were 2 letters presented to the board. There was one from the LUC and there was one from the City Council. Public comments were taken, but there was no discussion by the board of those letters. And when an audience member asked when the board would consider those 2 letters, they were told that the next board meeting was on September 10th. And and I do not see that item on the agenda for today, or any discussion of those 2 letters. And I wondered if the board had responded to either of those 2 letters.
No.
No.
No, we have not.
Are those letters ever going to come up for discussion?
No.
No? All right. Then my final little thing is the June budget reallocation had a fund balance, showed the beginning fund balance of $3,672,879.19 at the top of the page. And then it broke down the rest of the budget. All the other figures that we'd ever seen for the capital reserve fund were in the neighborhood of $3,172,000, exact same numbers except $500,000 more. And so I was just kind of wondering where that $500,000 had.
I can respond to that.
Okay.
The capital projects fund was never a specific number. It was only the numbers that were in the investment funds. They were the funds that were not annual revenue general fund expenditure funds. So when they were appropriated, I simply appropriated the approximate amount that I anticipated would be in that investment fund for the rest of the year. It's just a number. So the 500,000 could have been 300,000, it could have been 700,000, didn't matter.
Okay. But I mean, all the other figures had always been $3,172,000. And when you did your projections on your building things.
That was to retain $500,000 as a beginning and an ending fund balance for the.
But that never showed up until the.
That's right.
Okay.
It was never budgeted.
Okay.
That's why we did the budget revision.
Okay.
So we have the authority to identify it and spend it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, it just had never showed. in
Well,
any
it
of the
said
budget.
3.2 million for capital projects, but there was actually more or less 3.7 million. The 500,000 is retained before and after, so that it's never spent. And that's done, as a matter of fact, so that the district can get to the time of tax collection without having to borrow money. You could call it a cash carryover, you can call it a huge contingency, whatever. But that's why the 2 numbers are different, because all the money that was available was not identified for capital construction.
Anybody else? Sure.
Jeff Walla. I just want to say, a couple weeks ago I went and visited the Burbank Library, and it was very nice. I really enjoyed being there. People were helpful, and it was very nice experience. So I want to say, I think that I'm speaking for myself, but I think most of the people that are opposed to the new building are opposed to just that, and not to the other things that the Rural Library District has done. And I haven't been to the other branches, but I just want to say that I'm not positive that everybody feels that way, but I just want to say that I think most of the opposition is specifically toward this new building, and has nothing to do with the service that people outside of this so-called donut receive. As far as I can tell, if Burbank is an example, then it looks like it's pretty good. So that's all.
Thank you. You had your hand up?
Oh, just, yeah, briefly, Nancy Kress, and I'm curious exactly what the new building will do. What will it provide? Is it, I chatted with her a little bit, and she told me that it will be a service center. You need to process the books that are going out. Will it also be a library branch where we'll go in and use it? And if so, is it going to take the place of, say, the Plaza Way branch or another local branch?
Yes, we will be closing down this facility here on Jade Street and closing down Plaza, and that will become a new central library as a center for all of our branches and our administration.
Okay.
Yes?
Michelle McClellan, Walla. In terms of the volume, circulation volume of this new library, I know it's kind of hard to visualize as a person, but I mean, I've been in the Plaza Library, and I'm not even sure what the number of books that are there as compared to the Walla Walla Library. Can you give us an idea of what you're talking about in terms of volume?
In terms of volume, you
At the new
mean,
library
you mean volume of collection?
collection, yeah, I don't have the right lingo here.
No, no,
Help
right,
me
but I
along
wanted to
with
know
that.
what you were interested in. Right now, the ideal to spend on collections is 12% of annual revenues. And that would be for this district about $128,000, something like that. Right now, we spend about $52,000 because we have no room to put materials. So I would say that we add maybe, well, it went from 119 to 132, right? So that's about 21,000 items in the last year or the last 2 years? Probably 2 years.
Within the year, yeah.
Okay, so it would probably double, according to this. So right now in our branches, we have no room at all for any collection development. So the new library would have probably, at the beginning, probably 30,000 volumes, and it would have a capacity for probably 60 or 70,000.
And how does that compare with the current city library? Just
Well,
so I
Josh can
understand.
answer that.
It's somewhere around 120, I believe. Is that right, Jackie?
Not bad.
So maybe about a quarter, initially a quarter or so of the size of the city library.
Well,
I'm just trying to get an idea of what we're talking about. With room to expand, is that?
right, we do have 77,000 items in our district right now, including electronic, downloadables, and audio.
I'm sorry, if you add electronic, it's over 80.
Oh, okay, I'm
It's over
sorry.
80, but
Yeah,
yeah.
he's our statistical.
I
guy.
just ran it this morning.
Right, so 77,000 items already that we have spread around our branches, which is, if you take out the service center here, it's 8,500 square feet total in our branches. We'll take away, it's at 1,500, I think, over there at Plaza. So we'd have 7,000 square feet left for housing these 77,000 items, basically. So they're not all going to be in our branches. We'll pull some of them into the central branch, probably 20,000 of them, and then we'll be adding materials to that branch. So it wouldn't take very long before we have the same number of materials easily that are available through the city library. It's a full-service library.
That's what I was just kind of wanting to get an idea of.
Right.
If we're talking about, I haven't been to Prescott or Burbank, or,
Right.
you know, and I don't know really the size of those, but I'm assuming they're not
Very small.
large. And so I was just trying to figure out if this is going to be considered a full service type library.
This is a 15,000 square foot library, which is a full-service library with meeting rooms, teen room, children's room, all the administrative functions, all the collections, lots and lots of computers, anything you'd expect to see in any library that you walk into, Milton Freewater, downtown, Pendleton, whatever, it would be like that.
Dorothy Knudsen City, I have friends in College Place. It's going to be painful for them if you build there, because they still won't be able to come in and use it. So I've just been hearing from friends about the possibility of your building in College Place. So it's going to be a hard thing. It's kind of a slap in the face. Just thought I'd let you know.
I would like to just speak a little bit to that. No matter where we build it, and hopefully this amount won't hurt too many families, but our card sells for $40. So I would hope that most families would, be able to afford that price for a card, regardless, if they're out of our service area, then it's $40 for the card.
Okay.
Which
And
I
you sell
think
them
is
to
really-
anybody that wants to pay for them.
Yeah.
Yes, you don't refuse to sell them.
That's
No,
right.
no.
For anyone that's not
Library
already paying the taxes. Taxpayers wouldn't pay the $40.
That's
service-
correct.
Right.
Anyone that's not a taxpayer, $40,
Exactly,
and they have free access to.
that's right. They would be a non-resident card holder
Yeah.
with full full, privileges.
Yeah.
Verna Reisman, lived in the country since '76. The $40, is that per person, or this is a family card?
You know, I should respond to that, I think. Up until January of this year, we were not allowed to sell non-resident cards because it would give people access to the Walnet catalog and to Walla Walla Public. But when Walla Walla Public pulled out of Walnet, we were able to sell cards. So because Milton Free Water sells them for $35, and many of the College Place people and so on had gone down there, we set it at $40 so that people could become used to going to our libraries to have a non-resident card. But the actual per capita cost for our constituency is actually $63 per person. So after everything straightens out, we will probably look at that card price again. Right now, the card price works for a family, but I'm not saying that it will be $40 next time. It could be $63. But that would be a board decision. But yeah, families can use the card.
Okay. Yes, sir?
Annapolis County, Walla Avenue. In the past, it was published the usages of the various libraries. We were able to look at that from the internet, and as near as I can tell, it's about 2 years since any of this has been published. And it just doesn't look to me like there's an extreme amount of usage that I'm kind of getting from the board. Now, I don't have any problem with the rural outlying libraries, what you're doing there, that's fine. They shouldn't have to come to Walla Walla. But I do have a big problem with the building a full-service library in the vicinity of Walla Walla or College Place or wherever you're going to place it in relation to the usage and the cost. And the cost of the facilities and keeping them up and the whole range from there on.
I can respond if you like.
Sure.
You want to respond?
Well, I know that we do not plan to build a building and then just sit and wait for the people to come. We really plan to get out and market a library. People in the community need libraries. Children need libraries. And sometimes you have to go and give them an invite. And I really believe that we can build the numbers.
Well, I just read on the internet a public-sized study that indicated that one of the things that are going to disappear in 10 years is libraries. And with the electronics and that, the library usage, I just think that building the pig in the poke.
I could, yeah. This survey probably wasn't very official because the American Library Association does this every year, and they have shown year after year, particularly during the recession, how the usership has gone up 4%, 5%, and 6% every year. So, so that you probably should check the source on that. But I would like to say something about usership, which is really pretty significant. Our rural branches have the percentage of card holders in our smaller branches is between 47% and 80% of the population hold cards. In the suburban Walla Walla area, only 18% of the people in Walla Walla for whom we pay money to the city actually have library cards. Nationally, the percentage of resident card holders for any given population is between 57% and 68%, depending on which poll you look at. The Harris poll says 68%. The American Library Association, that gets statistics from all over the country, says 58%. So the usage in the Walla Walla area for our people is dismal. And we want to provide a library that will get those user rates up to where they should be, 40, 50, 60%. So we have every reason to believe that if you build it, they will come.
Okay. Do we have, no one else wishes to speak?
Well, just an obvious question, at least obvious to me, is it's been built, and why aren't they coming? We have
That's a
the
good question.
Walla Walla Library, Whitman Community College, and I haven't been out to Walla Walla University, presumably they have one.
Yes,
and
and it's
so,
huge, and I've used it many years.
so why aren't they, if you say that, when I've been in the library, I've been rather impressed with how many people are there.
Well,
And they have children's programs, they have taken grandchildren down to, and it's packed.
They do.
And so I kind of question the usage number that you threw out, though I don't have anything to
Well,
substantiate my.
I don't know what the usage is for Walla Walla City residents of their own library. I'm speaking of the percentage of people we're responsible for
Using that library.
Okay.
using that
Okay.
library. In other words, the people who are paying us taxes
Okay, I understand.
aren't using the library. So,
But I think most of the time you're figuring that is, I mean, you call them a card holder, and there's a whole family using that card most of the time. They don't have separate cards. So you're not counting all the population in the county that uses the library. You're only counting one card per family usually. So I mean, I think that the 1,800 is a little bit of a skewed number because it doesn't really represent all the people who are involved in the families that use the library.
It depends, Jackie, because if there's a family, I know a family in particular that they have 6 cards.
Yeah, well, and there
Okay,
there
so
are probably some
we can
families that do, and there's city families that
Right.
do too, but I think most of them have one card for the family, you know, they have, mom takes the card and takes her 3 kids in and checks out all the books on one card, so that's 4 people really on one
But the
card.
80% in the rural community is the same method
Right.
of calculation as the 18%. There's family cards in the county. Personally, our family, each person has a card, so it's mixed in the county as well as the.
Can I say one thing about
Surrounding area.
statistics? I understand what you're saying, Jackie. When the only thing that we can look at when we're provided statistics on how well the contract is doing is how many people have a card. And that's the only statistic we can get is there were X amount of cards, and we can verify those. And that's.
But in the other
It's-
libraries, even though your percentage is much higher, you don't provide service based only on the number of people who have cards. You base
But we're counting the
service
same
on-
number of people who
On
have
the
cards.
population of this community.
Yeah, the population of the community, or even
Like
actually
Prescott.
more than that.
Prescott, with, all the little towns, that's what you base it on, don't you?
Say that again. I
It's
don't
based
understand.
on population
Say it
in both
again.
areas.
I don't either.
Say it again. I don't understand.
Well, now I have to stop and think about. All right, in the rural areas, 40%, 60%, you are not basing the amount of service that you give to those places based on the number of card holders they have. And that is what you have done in the city. You have based your service only on the number of card holders, not on the population. We don't provide fire services on who needs it. We don't provide police service on who needs it or takes advantage of it. And we don't provide library within the city. Anybody in the city can get a card. So it's not based on who actually has a card.
No, but it's actually the opposite, because now we find out we have over 70% of the people in Prescott registered, and we have 900 square feet.
Yeah.
So it's actually the opposite.
That's fine, people in Prescott.
And they can't all fit 900 square feet.
No, that's true, but at the
That's
same time.
I'm saying. What I'm saying is the service delivery is a little different, because we know we have a large usage there, and yes, it's 200 people, but they contract with us for service, and we provide that. What I'm saying is the determination there is actually different, because now we're saying there is this large amount, and 900 square feet isn't enough.
Well,
So what we're doing now, is we are
900
basing that.
Yeah.
We are looking at that amount, saying it is a large amount, and everyone's saying the library's small, so now part of the strategic plan is to expand it.
Well, I know that for Prescott and Touchy and Burbank and even Vista Hermosa. And when they went to did the strategic plans in all those places, well, it didn't do one on-site in Vista Hermosa, but the other three. I mean,
There was an
in-person
in-person survey in Vista.
One of the big things was, yes, we need more space. I mean, and I certainly agree with that in those rural areas, that they need more space and they need nicer facilities. You know, we didn't see that result in the forums that were held in the donut, for lack of a better term. We did not see a huge outcry for needing more space, needing more room, needing more this and that. In fact, in the comments areas, there were lots of comments that said, no, we don't need another library. We like to use the Walla Public Library.
Okay, we're ready to move on. Thank you, Jackie.
Well, I would like to make one comment if I may. I wanted to say this, that I live at Table Rock. Now, I have learned from my walking, I walk every single day, I walk my area, and I have found out that the county line, I was just amazed, is by Wahai, and my friends that live down on Bryant, they're considered county. Now, all these people who have used in the past, what I'm understanding from all of you who have said this is a done deal, our tax dollars now will not allow us, correct me if I'm wrong on this, will not allow us to use the city library, which we love. I haven't found one person yet in my walks that wants this library. Nobody that I know uses the one that you put up at Safeway. I thought that was a waste of money. Every single morning, I'm reading financial papers, international and our country. There is talk that we could go over the cliff 2013. Now you have in your control $3.5 million, if I'm right, of our taxpayer dollars that you want to use right now. And I think it's so irresponsible. We don't know what's coming up. There's not a huge demand for another library sitting in College Place. Yes, you should put your dollars in those little town libraries. That's where the money should go. They need help because they may not be able to afford to come to Walla. But to build another big $3.5 million library, and then who's to say we can't run out of money before it's finished, and we, the taxpayer, has to come up with more, when most of us, county, and maybe I'm talking out of my hat, would prefer it to see the money stay downtown. We have a lovely library there. We could add to it, or maybe not even contribute more than we have in the past, but just stay as is. I mean, myself and my family, we're holding on to our money. We don't have any, but we're holding on to what we've got because we're scared of what's coming up. The whole world is in financial crisis. And then to take our money and spend it right now, do we really need to do it right now? Couldn't we help the little town libraries and just stay the way we were in the past? Am I wrong?
Susan?
Okay.
Yeah, I'm a county resident, and I think that there are plenty of people in the county who do want this library built. They think it's a fine thing. They certainly don't want their money, and I include myself, going to the city library. The economy is not the reason for you to make your decisions. The economy isn't the reason for a lot of other decisions to be made. As for the issue that we won't be able to in the county get library cards, that is not your decision. That's been made by city council, and that's where people should express their frustration.
Thank you. Steve?
I just one comment.
Say where you're from.
Oh, I'm Steve Ames from Touchy.
Thank you.
And I just, one point of note is, it was the city council that pulled out of Walnut, not us. And so that is one of the reasons why I believe the board is going where it's going. And I would like to commend the board for their forward thinking and planning for the future, along with providing access to library services for all citizens of the county.
Thank you. Okay, I think we will end public comments. Thank you to everybody who spoke. Approval of minutes. We have a board meeting and 2 executive sessions that we need to approve. Can we approve them together, or do you want them individually?
You can do it. You can name them each, but
Okay.
but
Name
it can
them
be
each,
done.
we
It can
do
be
at
in one. It can be in one motion.
Okay. We need approval of minutes. You have a correction?
Okay. Imagine that.
The August 13th.
August 13th.
Page 2, at the bottom. Library share payment of their,
Can't hear.
I'm sorry, under vouchers.
Okay.
The last sentence.
All right.
Needs a correction.
Share payment of the Orbis.
Drop
Should be
by
the-
There, yeah.
Of the Orbis of the,
The and the.
No,
Oh, there's two of them. Just
participating
scratch
in
one.
the, what, Alice?
Okay, it says, and the Whitman College Penrose Library shared payment of their, the Orbis.
oh, get rid of the the.
Oh.
Drop the the. Just kick that right. That one. It's the, well, either one you got
Do you
from.
not see it?
Yeah, we see
Alice,
it.
Alice.
Which one do you want us to
Somebody
drop,
sees it.
Alice?
Could you scribble on yours and then
I
I'll
did.
correct it?
Okay, because
you have
there's a
another
couple of
one?
them. There's a couple. They're just typos.
You got one
extra
more?
little words.
Okay. You got one more, Alice?
Yeah, on page 3.
Okay.
Oh, I see it.
Yeah. Where you
If
at?
there was a motion to approve to the strategic plan. There's another one.
Okay.
Page 3.
Ask for questions or comments from the board about? Oh,
To approve, right here, to approve.
oh, here, there were to approve the. Okay.
So shall I mark it for Josh?
She's gonna
She's
give
gonna
it
give
to
it to Josh. Okay, well then I don't have to worry about it. Okay.
And do you have another one?
Maybe.
Are there packets available?
Let's go.
Okay,
This
so
one came out.
Are you
Okay, just a couple.
seconding it then? Or no, motion was made.
I move we accept the minutes.
I'll give you a copy of
August
anything that you
13th,
want, that we
August
discussed.
22nd, August 23rd.
Is there a second?
I'll second.
Okay, motion's been made to approve the board meeting of August 13th, special executive session of August 22nd and 23rd with the corrections as suggested. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed say same. Okay, carried, thank you. Financial reports.
Okay, the first thing we have is the expenditure status report. It's your colored sheet, which I photocopied. The little notes on there are just some writing I was doing. This shows you the expenditures for the month and the year-to-date expenditures and the balance. And what's happened, it's gotten a little confusing because we had all of our appropriations put into the capital funds at the bottom. But when Susan at the auditor's office incorporated them, she put them up, mixed them in with our general fund. So it's pretty hard to see percentages spent and all of that sort of thing. And you'll see more of this when we get down to the budget revision resolution.
Will that get straightened out?
It's going to be straightened out with the resolution, but I spent a lot of time on it, and it's very complex, but it's also very straightforward in what we're trying to accomplish.
Okay.
But you can see the expenditures for the month. There is an error in the printout, which is really surprising because they never make mistakes. So it's I don't know.
Where it got lost?
It's 11,000 in programs,
Okay.
which it is not 11,000.
Well, the numbers.
I don't know where that is now. Programs,
No, second page.
11,000. See, $11,150 spent last month in programs.
I don't think so.
That's not true. It's $1,107.42.
Okay.
So it's very strange because they never make mistakes like banks, you know. You just take them to the bank. So I will be pointing that out to her when I take the things over.
Okay.
But I wanted you all to see that the correct number is the one that's penciled in there.
All righty.
Okay. So that's the status report from the August vouchers. It doesn't include, of course, the ones we're going to approve tonight. That's where we stand. And basically, I did some calculation because all those big numbers are in there. So I did some calculations, and essentially, with this month's vouchers being included, adding them in, we're about 62% spent on our general fund, which means
Our overall number without those other big numbers in there.
That's
The
right.
regular number,
The
62%.
regular number, the 1,143,000.
We're at 62, so we're on board, okay.
We are, we're doing very well.
What was the programs at 349%? What happened there?
Well, that was summer reading, it was all the prizes and all of the food and all of this and all of that.
We just didn't budget the right amount, is that what
Well,
happened?
Are you talking
I believe there were more paid performers this year.
Yeah, there were more
Things,
paid
yeah.
performers.
So next year we need to adjust for.
Well, we had 5,000 and, but the year-to-date expenditures, you gotta take 10,000 off of that. So it makes it about 7,000. See, because they added in the 11,000, which is the incorrect number, for the year-to-date expenditures.
take 10,000.
Yeah, take 10,000 off of that 17, you get 7.
Oh, so 7,000 we spent of the,
Of 5. We budgeted 5, we spent 7.
not 11,
No.
not 17,000, right,
No,
okay, gotcha.
no.
All right.
No. So,
Sounds good.
that's kind of a strange thing that happened. Okay. So, if you have any other questions on the expenditure status report, I'd be happy to answer them. Otherwise, we can move on to the review and signing of the vouchers. You have in your packet copy of the voucher. It's the pink, and the front page is the payroll, and then the other pages are copies of all of the vouchers. And the vouchers are right here, if you want to look at the details. And
That's
Jean,
nice.
did you?
This is
Yeah.
beautiful. I'm looking right at it.
Jean
going,
was very proud of that, yeah. It's a cover sheet that just,
Helps us out.
yeah,
We don't have to think on that.
lists the voucher numbers and the amount,
Good.
so.
Don't have to
But
scramble.
you can look at your pink sheet if you have any questions. The actual vouchers are right there if you need to look at details.
So nothing's been paid to that public relations firm, or nothing here?
Nothing here this month. Well, no, I think there was a small bill 2 months ago or something, but we haven't had them doing very much. They helped me.
The other thing.
Yeah. And we have not received a bill from the attorney yet. I told him last week, I said, if you want to get paid, you better send the bill. And he said, well, that just kind of goes through our channels and corridors. He said, I've told them, but it didn't come, so.
Okay. We shall wait and see.
Mm-hmm.
So the 6 Kindles were this price?
No, that was the
That's
two-sheet
the
book club.
Book club.
Right, for the 6 Kindles and the book? Download?
I think that's going to go
That's so exciting.
fantastic.
It was fun to read the first book.
They were happy to get them.
Do you plan, well, I mean, is there a plan to expand that to other branches?
Two-sheet's kind of the pilot right now, and basically, we can put the entire year of book club selections on it, and they can just, you have to bring them back to the meeting and maybe give up
Right.
to somebody else. But yeah, it's kind of like a pilot project, see how it goes.
I think it's fantastic. I'm really,
But yes,
Excited
the
to
plan
see how
is to
that's
go
gonna
other
work.
places if
Yeah.
it works, yeah.
okay.
Yeah, I didn't see anything extra. Here's the information.
Okay, are you ready?
Oh, yeah, I'm listening. As long as I don't have to read it out, go ahead.
No, I move we pay vouchers numbering 484 to 539 in the amount of $72,008.03.
Second.
Okay, motion made and seconded to approve the vouchers 484 to 539 in the amount of $72,008.03. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, same. Very
Well, that was a happy way to do it this time, wasn't it?
Yeah, we like that.
Looking for that.
Yeah.
Tell her thank you.
Yeah, that was.
I will. She was very proud of herself. for remembering. We do not have a treasurer's financial statement because once again, it's very early in the month, and it'll probably come Monday. But there's been nothing unusual, so.
Administrative reports?
The biennial audit process is underway. You did receive from our auditor, Crystal Sutton, who is an auditor for the state. She happens to live in Touchy, so we won't have to pay very much for her travel. But the audit will cost $4,100 to be done. And it's a biennial audit, except that it hasn't been done since 2007. Therefore, it's going to be a 4-year one. It's 2008, 9, 10, and 11. And they've been working since last Thursday. And they'll be done no later than tomorrow sometime. And it's going along just fine. Jean's put her hands on everything they need, and so is Josh, and so have I. So it's going along very well, and you receive the entrance paper that they're required to send to you. Then they will have an exit conversation with me or with anybody who wants to come, and they will, publish recommendations, that sort of thing. Okay. So, the only thing that we didn't do from the last audit is to have a credit card policy. So you'll be seeing that very soon.
I thought we did.
We do, well, we have a policy, but it's in our heads.
Oh, okay.
It hasn't been signed.
Okay.
Yeah. So I just want you to know that it's going along very well and it will be done soon.
And it's interesting, I've sat in when I was on the school board, sat in on the audits with Crystal Fenton before for the school, and it's interesting if any of you have a chance to sit down on it.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Will you let us know?
I will, absolutely, yeah.
Andrea would love to look at numbers.
I can't help myself.
That's all right.
Well, she's gonna have some numbers to look at in a little bit.
It's all.
Yeah. Okay, the facilities planning process. John is working on drawings and design and space allocations for Burbank, which of course is the one building that was built for a library, and the one that's on the property that it will be on for sure. And so that's the one he's moving forward with, because that's the one that we have basically nailed down as far as what we want to do. Because our new branch manager is arriving to work on the 24th of September, although I think she came to town today with her husband looking for a place to stay. Since she'll be here starting on the 24th as manager, and since the Burbank Library will not be reconfigured to accommodate Anna's collection activities, we're going to rent a mobile trailer unit that comes with air conditioner, heater, tables, desks, file cabinets, steps, and for $175 a month. Very reasonable. Anna picked it out. It was her idea, and it's very important in my mind to keep her out of that building. For one thing, there won't be enough room for all the things she has to do, and for another thing, she's sitting right now where the new manager will be. And I think it's really important to give everybody a clean break doing what it is they're going to be doing. So she'll have room to pile up the books and to have her computer. Josh has gotten her a computer set up. You want to tell them about it?
Oh, well, I talked to Anna, and since the collection management job, she's going to be on the road a lot because we have very large weeding projects to do. It would make more sense at this point to get her a laptop and make her mobile. What we did at her desk is you can actually buy monitors now that you connect your laptop with one USB cable and you've got a desktop set up. So she can just pick up the laptop and go. Camp out at Burbank, have her entire desk. Camp out at like Prescott or Touchy, have her entire desk with her. So,
well, that's cool.
Yeah, perfect.
So we're real excited about that. It'll be delivered on the 18th of September, and Anna's arranged for the electrician to hook it up, and I couldn't believe how reasonable it was. So it'll be there until the Burbank expansion is completed,
And then she'll have a space in that
The expansion.
in that
Oh,
branch
yes.
will be a special place
Yes,
for her.
there's a special office space being built into that library, which will be separated from the other work area, and it will have visuals looking into the library itself, so she can help with the monitoring of the spaces. Okay, then we're continuing to look at properties for Tushy and Prescott. Nothing has come forward yet, except that we're getting some appraisals on some properties, and we have not received them yet, so there's really nothing to report there. And I continue to work on the property search for our county central library, and there's nothing to report there either, except that I'm making progress in a few different directions on that. But there's really no decisions to be made there yet. So that's it, I think, on facilities planning. Staff development, as you know, we have Chris Hoffman Hill coming on board out in Burbank, as I said. We also have a new hire at Plaza because Gabby is going back to school, September the 24th. She will be gone, and the new hire is Bianca Cruz. She's bilingual, bicultural, and she started on the 1st of September so that she could get some training. And she also has very good computer and data entry skills. So she will be working with Carlotta to learn, and she's already almost learned it, the interlibrary loan process, so that whenever Carlotta is sick or goes on vacation, it doesn't fall to Jean or me to keep that thing going. So she will be kind of a technical backup and also work 21 hours down at Plaza. And Claudia is picking up 4 hours that were Gabby's before.
Her name is Bianca Cruz?
Yes.
Okay.
Bianca Cruz. Mm-hmm. We have a staff development day planning for October the 8th, which is ordinarily our meeting date. You'll see at the bottom of your agenda that I'm suggesting the next meeting for the following Monday, October the 15th. October the 8th is Columbus Day. It's a federal holiday. Most everybody's closed, but it's not a holiday for the library district. Therefore, we can close our libraries just like everybody else is closing, but the staff will be available. We're going to meet at Burbank. We've already got two trainers available. One is in person and one is live on a webinar to work with the staff, all the staff, on our new databases so that they'll be very knowledgeable, be able to help people. Other things we're going to do is talk about safety with the sheriff out there, because we had an incident, and we need to know what to do when incidents occur. There will be discussion about managing petty cash. We'll have petty cash policy. You'll see it in the vouchers, actually. Nobody mentioned it, but we're going to work petty cash in a accounting way. Instead of having people buy $2.89 worth of something and put in a reimbursement request. It's really a waste of time and money. And maybe if I get a customer service video, we'll have that too, but that makes it a pretty full day. And we'll be meeting at Burbank. So.
Do the subs go to that too?
Sure, everybody. It's very exciting.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, and then the Washington Association of Library Employees is having their annual conference at Lake Chelan, and we're sending Jennifer Ryan from Burbank and Amy from Prescott, Rosenberg. And they're going together, and it's a wonderful one-day program. They'll be going up the day before, going to a social to meet everybody, and then a very tight schedule of events during the day, a Tuesday, and then a banquet. And they'll stay overnight and then go to a farewell breakfast and return. So it's very exciting. It's a great program, and I'm very pleased that they want to do that.
Good.
So that's what I have for staff development. And then you have seen the staff reports. And if you have any conversation about that, this is a good time. Do it.
I love getting them via email.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's
I
great.
really do.
I do.
appreciate that.
I do have a question on the minutes, since you get them by email.
Mhm.
Well, I suppose printing them is good because we always have to talk about them. Never mind. I was gonna ask if I should print them out, but I think we need to, so we can all look at the corrections.
So we can find them, yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
so forget I asked the question.
I didn't hear anything.
Okay, good.
Prescott was missing, weren't they, in the staff report?
No,
No?
no.
They
Or
were.
somebody.
Were they?
Yeah, I saw it on the minutes today. I
Really?
didn't do it.
Would you like to stand up and deliver that? Okay, never mind.
Wow, I would have asked her.
I thought I read it.
I thought it was there too. I usually count them up. Wow, you're pretty
I don't, if
sharp.
you want me to, I don't mind.
Yes,
You want to
that
tell
would
us
be
what's
nice.
going on at Prescott?
Well, see, last month we had our end of summer reading, so on the 17th, we had a big party at the park, and we showed the Lorax at the Lions Hall. And the kids have gone back to school, so we had a back to school party last week with cupcakes, and we made art projects and made a big, huge mess in the kids area. And I've sent out flyers, and I'm trying to get a teen advisory group going. I'm trying to increase teen use of the library. We've got some ninth graders that use the library, but I don't have anybody really older than that comes in on a regular basis. So I'm trying to reach out a little bit. I'm trying to start a homework club, something to get kids, to get older kids. So I think that's about it.
Okay, and then you can send it in, okay,
I
for the
will,
record.
yeah.
I didn't mean to put you on the spot.
We never would have
Thank
known,
you.
except for Alice.
Thank you.
Unfinished business?
Oh, yeah, okay, guys.
What do we need?
Yellow page.
Okay.
Yeah, now I'm going to,
Confuse me?
yeah,
Okay.
not really, but
I'm gonna try to make it simple.
I'm gonna try to make it simple. Let me find it all. What we have here is a resolution to revise the 2012 budget as of tonight. It's called a revision of the first revision that was dated in June, the one that Jackie was referring to. Okay. What happened was that our original budget, without looking at those numbers, I'm going to try to characterize it for you so that you don't just get lost in the numbers. Our original budget had a slot for architect and for paying an architect, and our original budget had a capital facilities line. Okay, that's the first thing I want to tell you. When we added those new numbers that were outside of our general fund, I put them in new category outside of the general fund. But the auditor, Susan, put them into those lines that already existed in the general fund. Okay, so that's the first thing that happened was that
What's Susan's position again?
she does all of our payroll and all of our vouchers and everything.
The
So she's-
county.
Yeah,
Okay,
the
so
county.
she's a treasurer or she's an auditor?
She's an auditor. She's in
Okay.
the auditor's office.
Oh, in the
Right.
auditor's office, all right.
Also, we had two, in the original budget that you adopted last year, there were two lines for uncategorized services. Two of them. Okay, and also in the original budget, there was something called intergovernmental professional services. Well, when the budget was done last year, the intergovernmental professional services had zero in it. But when we paid the city $122,500, naturally it was expended in that line. So, I had thought in the original one we did in June, that the intergovernmental professional services had the $188,408 in it. because that's what we appropriated at the very end of the year, if you recall, in
Okay,
December.
yes, yes.
But it wasn't in intergovernmental services, it was in uncategorized services. So we appropriated the money in uncategorized services, but we spent it in intergovernmental professional services. So basically what I've done with this new resolution is straighten out all the different, the beginning. You'll look, if you look at the thing I gave you, and Andrew, you're gonna love it, she'll probably go home and just scream all night. But this particular thing, the very first numbers are your original budget. The ones in green are the changes that we made with the June 11th revision. Okay? And then you get over here to the black ones, and those are the ones that, some of them, those are the ones that we're made, that will stay, that will obtain. The ones that are yellow are the ones I had to change to get them in the right holes. The ones that are black are the ones we did in June, and they don't change. So I don't have to put them into the resolution. The only thing I have to put into the resolution are the ones that are changing again.
Okay,
And that will straighten this all out.
Yes.
that would be good.
Not that we couldn't do it again, but it's gonna get really close. Yeah. So,
So we need a vote.
we need a motion to adopt the resolution.
Does it have to be, it has to be done tonight, or can I have time to read through and look and do numbers, or no?
You know, it doesn't matter a whole lot because it's just an appropriation. It's not an expenditure. It's the authority to spend. And they're just in the slots. I had to take 1,000 and put it in the capital expenditures because we had already spent $714 in that category. And under the capital architectural, there was nothing in the original budget because it never existed.
Can you take care of this, passing of this resolution? Are you asking to
Wait
have
till
the
next month, yeah.
I don't care.
I mean, is there some reason, like the auditor needs this?
No, but you're gonna see the same bum numbers next month if we don't
Yeah,
do it.
but at least I'll know what they
straighten out.
mean, because I like numbers, you know. And
She wants to go home and.
I have no problem with that.
So, we'll.
I can't help myself.
Is that what we do to her?
Sure.
Okay, thanks.
I just didn't wanna have to explain one more time again.
You don't.
Why we,
No,
why
no.
we had 0 in intergovernmental and we were overspent by 700% or something.
Yeah.
Yeah, no,
Okay.
it's
Thank
done
you.
now, you can have.
Okay.
Have all the fun you want. In fact, Andrea, I will email you the Excel file.
Oh, that's dreamy, thank you.
Would you like that?
I love Excel,
I
thank you.
thought so.
Okay, so executive session we do not need this time, so it's just in there in case we did. New business?
We have this, I put down to review the health benefits policy, and I did not get as far on kind of noodling out numbers as I had wanted to, but I wanted to address it. We had a visit from the Washington County's Insurance Fund, the new director, who is a 19-year, for 19 years, he was, I think he was a state representative.
What's his name?
Pacific County Commissioner, his name is John Cano, Pacific County Commissioner for 19 and a half years. And he has been a member of the WCIF Board of Trustees for 6 years. Anyway, he retired as commissioner. He is now the executive director for this group, and he came around in person, visited with us, and explained that they had some really good new plans to look over, and just introduced himself and said he'd work with us on figuring things out. So I gave you a copy of
These medical.
Yeah, some of the plans.
Yeah.
Just gave you a copy of it, so you can look it over. What we have now is option A of group health. That's what I copied. And it is, if you look at the, yeah.
Okay, this guy.
And if you look at the premiums on the back of your sheet, you'll see that option A is one of the more expensive plans. And option A has no annual deductible, no co-insurance, nothing. So it's a Cadillac plan, and that's what our employees have been getting, and it's affordable. I have no quarrel with that. But what I want to tell you is that, and I mentioned this back in February when we first started out, that I really wanted to address the fact that the practice has been to not give health benefits, dental, life insurance, or any of those benefits to any employee working under 33 hours a week. Well, the truth is that the standard, basically industry standard, county standard, all of that is 20. So what I wanted to do, and I would like your blessing or a conversation about it, is to go ahead and noodle out which employees are entitled to what benefits according to kind of an industry standard. Price it out. I did some quick pricing, and it looks like my projections for 2014 are within $10,000 anyway of being what we might have to spend. We might want to get a plan that has a deductible. There are also ways of getting a plan that has a higher deductible, and the district becomes self-insured for that deductible. So in a way, the employees don't lose anything, but the district saves huge dollars on the premium costs and generally don't pay out more than 20 or 30% of what they withheld. That's what I did before, and we saved like $30,000. So I really want to noodle out some numbers, and I would like to go ahead on the hope that the board would seriously consider getting our employees in line with standards.
Which one did you say they have now?
They have option A of the group health.
So when you noodle out the numbers, can you email us so I have time to noodle myself before I get here and make decisions?
I will.
Thank you.
If I'd had this done
Yeah.
any time before noon today.
No, I don't need, yeah, no, that's fine. I don't think it's a rush, but yeah, if I have time to look through it before we talk about it,
because I
that'd
really
be good.
appreciate it. Yeah. I like numbers too, and you've got a sharp eye on that. So. But that's what I want to do, and I would hope to hear, before I go to all this work, to hear if you all are interested in really considering kind of aligning ourselves with the county policy.
I think it would be good.
I'm good.
Yeah.
I'm good.
Yeah, I think we'll have better retention of good employees.
Absolutely.
It's very necessary.
Yeah. Okay, wonderful. Okay, well, that'll be my next project, and I thank you for that. I really do.
Now, we have to choose one thing, and that's what we offer to our employees, or do they choose?
No. Isn't it true, Josh, that they can pick different ones? I think
Because there's different
Joel
ones they
picked
offer.
a different one, yeah.
Yeah, yeah.
Okay.
Because sometimes it depends. I mean, someone
Yeah,
may
we
pick
just
a
may have
lesser
to
one
look
because
at
they're
it.
covered on a spouse,
Yeah.
or
Right,
the spouse
that's
has
what
cheaper
other
coverage for
employers
children.
do,
or-
yeah.
Right.
Yes, and all
Right.
we did
Okay.
was authorize the employee's version of the maximum. And then if somebody got less, we would pay their lesser part. And then they have picked up the dental and vision and those things. So we can look at different ways of looking at it and see what the cost structures are. It's really a big job to do this. So I'm not going into it lightly, and I think that it's going to be really beneficial to the staff and to the district and to the budget. So,
Very good. we definitely want you to do it.
Okay, I will definitely do it. Okay, good.
Let's see, so now we're at the WCIP resolution.
Yeah. Now, this is no big deal. It's your purple paper, and it's really just a pro forma thing. They will tell you in the letter that it is just, housekeeping. I only got this, or you would have gotten it in your, I would have sent it out, but.
It just came.
Well, pretty much just. So, all of the, you may recall, the Board of Directors terminated the medical portion of the pool in November of 2010 due to actuarial insufficiencies, and they replaced the self-insured medical plan with a fully insured alternative administered by WCIF. Since that time, the pool has continued operation to process run-out claims. In other words, it was the lagging stuff. In June of this year, the board approved transitioning the vision plan to an identical fully insured plan administered by WCIF and to fully terminate the pool. As a result, all benefits currently offered to our members are now fully insured and administered through WCIF. The attached resolution will have no impact on any current plans or rates and will simply formalize what is currently in place. They require every member to pass a resolution signing off on that decision before it can go into effect. So if you want to read the resolution, that will basically tell you everything you need to know. Take the time to read it.
We need a motion.
You need a motion.
I move we adopt resolution number 2012-9-10.
Is there a second?
Second.
Motion's been made to approve resolution number 2012-9-10. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, same. Motion carries. Do I sign this one? No, that one.
Probably one that's not purple.
Yeah.
That's right.
Okay, so, we've reset the October meeting to accommodate staff development day, so our next meeting will be October 15th.
Which is my birthday.
Oh, happy birthday.
We'll have the appropriate refreshments.
M&M's.
Hoping for a change of date.
Yeah, I was kind of thinking I wouldn't be here.
I think those are peanut M&Ms, aren't they?
Oh.
Peanut M&Ms coming up.
We got an official letter from them.
No, I wouldn't expect an official.
We never got the original letter. We never got anything.
Oh, I thought we were. They said they directed Connie Vinti to write something.
Oh, well.
Well,
You might want to check with Connie.
yeah.
Okay, well, it looks like then, are there any announcements?
You know, usually people say if there's anything for the good of the order, and I always forget to put it on there, so you know how there are comments from different, if you want to do that, announcements, any comments from the board?
Good of the order?
Yeah.
I don't have any good of the order you'd like to.
My son's getting married in October, so I'm glad we're not having that meeting.
Moving on.
What day?
Okay,
6th.
Oh, so you're happy about the 8th one.
Yeah, it wasn't going to be great.
well, then we will adjourn the meeting at 8 after 6. Thank you.
And we're going to regularly have our meetings here
Yeah, this
until
will,
further notice.
we'll be using this place for our meetings going forward. Thank you for coming.